Yo guys, and welcome to a brand new video. Today I want to address the mini thing that Anime Vanguards has done, talking about the balancing of the game. And in my opinion, Anime Vanguards has dropped the soap and bended over to get it. As you can see on the screen, the ping wasn't an announcement, wasn't a sub-announcement. It was made in the update log, talking about pain balancing the new unit, and they addressed some other stuff in the same post. As example, regarding balancing. I'm not gonna read everything, but in short, they addressed the game not being as well balanced as it was in the past. No shit, Sherlock.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
And that this change is something intentional. And I wanna address this exact line. We design our units to no longer be mathematically perfect because a perfectly balanced game isn't a fun game. Then it comes the following line. Things should be able to be broken because that's what makes it fun and makes for fun builds. So apparently creating a well-balanced game, it's not fun. Now, I'm wondering, is it not fun for you, the creator, the developer, or is it not fun to play? Because I'm guessing that that's not the issue. Because a well-balanced game offers you more units to play in the meta. With more units to play in the meta, it means more like flexibility, so that you have even more builds than you do by what they are doing right now. So even his argument falls on itself. And then he goes on to address Slay the Spire 1, Slay the Spire 2, which are two games which in total I have 200 hours in, as you guys can see on the screen, and a game called The Risk of Rain 2, which unfortunately I have not played, and Dead Cell, of course. If you guys don't know, those games are roguelike games. If you guys don't know what roguelike games are, you have the description on the screen right now. But basically, in short, it's not a tower defense. A roguelike game is basically you take an avatar, a rogue, and you do something. And the thing about roguelikes, no two runs are the same. As you guys see on the screen, I'm on Slay the Spire 2. I'm gonna start a run right now with one of the rogues. And as you guys can see, the map is totally different. There is nothing similar about it. Now I'm gonna quit the game and I'm gonna start one with the same character. I could start with any other, but I'm gonna start with the same character. The map is totally different. The paths are totally different. There is nothing similar. Even the boss changes. So no two runs are the same. How do you compare a game like that to a tower defense, which is kind of like predetermined preset? You can't, because one is a tower defense and one it's a roguelike. So there are two different main genres. What you could compare instead of two would be like, let's say, Balloon TDM, maybe Plants vs Zombies, or whatever. Anime Vanguards has been a very successful tower defense. I'm not saying that Anime Vanguards is garbage, it's garbage now, but overall Anime Vanguards has been a very successful game. He goes on to say that everything evenly balanced, it would be a very boring experience. And one where you didn't feel like the units have any interesting gimmicks. The thing about Anime Vanguards is that any unit can have an interesting gimmick just by the passive. You don't need anything special, you just need a passive that sets it off from anybody else, which they have been doing that. The problem with your game is that it's boring because you don't feel any rewardness. Guys, I ask you in the comment section, when was the last time when you felt rewarded when getting something? Maybe a serialize. That's the only thing that feels somewhat rewarding, even if you make or even if you don't, because it doesn't have a set PT. Because of the set PTs on everything, everywhere you look in Anime Vanguards, everything has a PT. By units, I mean. It makes for a very boring experience because you know you would eventually get it. The problem is that yes, you get it. Let's say first try, let's say second try, let's say third try. But does it feel the same that if you know that on the 10th try, guaranteedly, if you didn't get it the first, second, or the third, you're gonna get it? No, it feels even worse. You're like, oh, I didn't reach PT, I just got it earlier. That's all. And in some cases, you get it so early, you don't even have the materials to evolve it, so you have to play a little more. One thing that Anime Vanguards can compare to would be Anime Last Stand.
Finally, a worthy opponent. Our battle will be legendary.
As you guys can see on the screen, Anime Last Stand stands like in between 500 and 1000, which is not the old Anime Last Stand, which was competing with Anime Vanguards in between 50k and 100k, which is totally different. But what they can compare off to is the fact that the power creep feels the same. It's exactly the same. The units change meta every update. The problem is in between Anime Vanguards and Anime Last Stand is that Anime Last Stand was providing updates back in the day every week. So people were able to macro, people were able to grind, people were able to change meta every update because you were getting new content every update. And the thing is, Anime Last Stand had even more content in one update than Anime Vanguard has right now. It had more stages, it had more rewards, it had more units, it had more, quite literally, difficulty than what we have right now. But the thing is, Anime Last Stand was providing content and you were able to get a shit ton amount of reels with minimum effort. In Anime Vanguards, you cannot do that. Even people that were not macroing Anime Last Stand were getting a shit ton amount of reels so that they could get glitch. But in Anime Vanguards, you still have to grind a shit amount of hours for the reels. So the problem is, Anime Vanguards cannot walk this fine line in between Anime Last Stand and themselves because Anime Vanguards was built on quality and different gameplay, something new every update, while Anime Last Stand was competing on quantity and supplier profit, basically giving reals and new units non-stop so that people would continue coming in for new stuff and new stuff and new stuff. Anime Vanguards was not doing that, but now that they are trying to do that, they cannot compete because they are not doing the exact same thing. There is a difference in the wait time, in the interest of the people, and that can be seen in the player base. Anime Vanguards, it's almost reaching 20k. If they lose another 5 to 10k, they would be under Attack on Titan, which is quite literally in the top 3 worst updates, especially when it comes to the player count. So this is a very bad thing. And I'm not here just to hate. I wish I would be here just to hate. But I want to give my feedback because Anime Vanguard is a game that I really like. And I really want to continue playing it. But at this rate, I cannot play because, one, it's macro. Second, I don't macro. Third, it's not even worth it to macro because you're not getting anything. It's not worth it to play it. So at least if you want people to macro your game, make it worth macroing. It's not even worth macroing. It's just anime slop guards. We are going back to anime slop guards. And my feedback would be, okay, you already fumbled the bag. I mean, not everybody loves Memoria. Just keep them in the game. Continue. You just dug your own grave with that one. What I'm saying is, just make the game a little grindier. Increase the HP of the enemy so that it would be more balanced. I mean, I could go in a stage with freaking Escan or whatever unit from like ages ago in the updates and still clear the update. Like, that's not a well-balanced game. That's quite literally just slop it out. That's quite literally it. Just slop. Just balance it better. Make it more grindier. And one thing that I really would love to see more from Anime Vanguards would be communication with the community. Back in the day, we have those stages. I even have one of the stages recorded on my channel, as you guys can see on the screen. It's one recorded stage. I wish we could see the stages back because that was a way for us to communicate with the developers and actually know what was happening. However, they stopped doing that because they are scaredy cats and they cannot talk with other people besides themselves. But they have to go back to that to communicate with the community because at this rate they are gonna kill their own game and I wish not to see that. My video is not, I'm not making the video to hate, I'm making the video out of concern for the games dying. I don't want Anime Vanguards to die. I don't think you want it either. Thank you very much for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe so that maybe one of the devs would see it. So maybe something would happen to the game. Maybe I can talk to a dev. Highly unlikely though. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Bye.